וישכם בלילה הוא, ויקח את 12 ואת 2 שפחותיו ואת 11 ילדיו, יעבור את מעבר יבוק, ויקחם ויעבירם את הנחל, ויעבר את אשר לו, ויוותר יעקב לבדו.
Oh, hi. Shana Tova. Oh, thank you. I'm Jack. Jack Lavie. I'm a Jew. Born this way, Snip, snip, bar mitzvah, say to our grandmas. I come to temple on Yom Kippur, just like you, right? Except, although temple, whatever this is. Anyway, I fast not because of God or anything, but because it feels good. Makes me part of something bigger, family, tribe, pride, and, well, but it's been a little complicated recently, or a lot complicated, right? Feels like everyone wants me to be all in on this version of Jewish or all in on that version of Jewish, and I'm over here like, I'm struggling. Like, I'm not sure where I belong. I love being Jewish, and I have some big questions. Anybody else feel like just how hard it is to be a Jew these days with all that's going on? Oh. Well, I'm glad I'm not the only one. Which is why I wanted to tell you about this very strange letter I got. Special delivery, it said, time sensitive. It's from the Jewish People's Office of Covenantal Affairs, Division of Membership Renewal. Anybody else get one of these? Oh, really? Oh, wow, okay. Interesting. I didn't even know I had to renew a membership. To be honest, I don't even know how they got my number, but I opened the letter and it read,
To Jacob Lavie, special delivery. Dear Mr. Lavie,
that's me.
Shana Tova. This is a friendly reminder that your current enrollment in the Jewish People's Membership Program is up for automatic annual renewal effective immediately at sundown at the end of Yom Kippur 5786.
That's sundown today. And I just got this delivered to my door 3 days ago. The letter says nothing that I need to do. It's going to renew no matter what, but then there were all these legalese in here that kind of freaked me out.
Membership is perpetual, irrevocable, and binding to this day and forever.
And I'm like, oh no. Is this the same nonsense I'm seeing taking over everywhere? Either I got to be all in or all out. Is this the Judaism that I want to be a part of? Oh, there's a phone number in the letter. You can call if you have any questions. So I did, and I was like, why is this letter coming to me? Why now? What is the Office of Covenantal Affairs? And who am I speaking to?
Shalom, Jack. I'm Jackie from the Membership Renewal Division. Delighted to meet you. So, everybody who is a member of the Jewish people does get one of these renewal notices right after Rosh Hashanah every year, special delivery right to your door. But curiously, very few see it, let alone bother to open it. In fact, you're the only one that's opened it so far this year. But I understand you have some questions, some wrestlings. Sundown before Yom Kippur is the perfect time to recommit to the covenant, to what makes it so special to be part of this ancient, wise tradition, wouldn't you say? So, Jack, New? Ready to renew?
Uh, what do you mean, am I ready to renew? Is there an option not to renew?
Well, not really. You can't revoke your membership, but you can decide to dismember. You can walk away, but you have to decide before sundown. So, renewal?
Wow. No, I don't know yet, actually. I gotta figure this out. Would you?
I'm not sure everybody knows, Jack. That's a shocking question. Wow. Well, friends, welcome to where the ancient story meets today's reality, where the ancient page becomes this stage, where scripture becomes a script, and really old words seem absolutely contemporary. 2,500 years ago, in a town square in Jerusalem, the very first Storahtelling took place. Ezra, the scribe, the priest, stood on a stage, read from a Torah scroll in Hebrew for the first time, and then, like now, most people who stood there had no idea what he was talking about, because it was in Hebrew. And so they introduced the Mevinim, the Mavens. Raise your hand if you are already a Maven, if you went to a Bar Mitzvah with us, or Generate, or Passage. Quite a few of you, the trainers, the enablers. There are many Mavens in this room. The Mevinim, the Mavens, were introduced on that day in Jerusalem as the storytellers, the translators of Torah that made the Hebrew come alive into vernacular and took some cryptic, ancient, biblical into vocabularies. So, that's what we're going to do today. Once again, bring storytelling to our stage on Yom Kippur. The story that we chose to focus on, which you can also hear in Jack's and Jackie's conversation, is a little bit unusual for what you might be used to on this stage on Yom Kippur. For many, many generations, our ancients chose to bring the story from Leviticus onto the Torah reading of Yom Kippur. They chose the story about the rites of Yom Kippur in the book of Leviticus, the high priest and the scapegoat, the temple rites that happened for about 1,500 years until the temple was discontinued. But synagogues kept telling that tale even though there were no sacrifices. We did a lot of stuff with goats over the years, and all that we can do with this story. We have some photos that we cannot share, but we will not be talking about goats today, nor about the temple sacrifice. We take our cue today from our teachers and our leaders in the Reform Jewish movement, who back in the 1980s made a bold decision to walk away from temple sacrifice, from any messianic notion that one day the temple might come back, because really, no. And instead chose a passage from the book of Deuteronomy, a passage from the parasha of Nitzavim that says, we are all here today, together, all of us, and we are renewing our covenant. Or rather, we are agreeing to continue the covenant that our ancestors signed for us. The bold choice of the Reform movement was adopted by many congregations, not just in the Reform movement, and since Lab Shul is non-denominational, we figured, what the heck, we may as well. We're curious to bring this story to us today because it's asking questions just like Jack did. What does it mean to say yes automatically to being part of the Jewish people? The whole Jewish people? Are we all on the same page? Can I say yes to every action on behalf of my name in the Jewish world? And if not, then, well, how do I negotiate the contract? The story we're about to read from Deuteronomy is the last swan song of Moses. It describes a scene on the banks of the River Jordan just before the Israelites cross into the Promised Land. This is their last gathering together as a people who left Egypt several generations before they become a nation on their land, which is not just theirs. But at that moment, all they gather have to make a decision. How do we say yes to this binding pact that will keep us together? So today we're going to ask some questions based on what that story has to tell them and what that story has to tell us right now. I don't know about what Jackie has to offer us on behalf of the Office of Covenantal Affairs. And Jack, you got a big question ahead of you on this Day of Atonement. Sundown's coming up. We'll do our best to help you. So without further ado, friends, you know the drill. While the Storah becomes our script, this conversation, our invitation into depth and into what this story has to offer, we'll invite you for the one and only Aliyah today. We'll invite you all to be part of this telling. Folks at home, you'll be invited to rise when the moment comes, and folks here to add your voice as well to the conversation when we really ask the question, what does it mean to be nitzavim, to be present here together as a community of many voices, many values, many differences that somehow says we try and stand here and to be together. This is the longest running rerun, and still the world's probably top 5 bestsellers, and it's on us to talk back and to figure out what the Mavens, now these two, will help us make sense of, with the help of many artistic hands behind the scenes that brought the storytelling to us today. And so without further ado, friends, I'm going to invite us to, if you are able to, get ready to rise as we open our ark. And to help us do so are the new Mavinim, the new Mavens, the Bar Mitzvah class. All you tweens and teens who are so excited to be doing this. And also, if there are any Bar Mitzvah trainers here, come up as well. Stephanie, who's holding this entire tribe, is here too. Hi guys, welcome to the Bima. It's exciting, it is terrifying. You're looking good. Hi there. Shana Tova. Hugs to all. All right, who wants to open the actual curtain? Hi, Shana Tova. Are holding the Torah front and center, and you all can come with them. We're going to add this special prayer that we at Lab shall only recite on Yom Kippur. God optional though we are, this prayer calls upon whatever God is, whatever the infinite is, whatever is coursing through your veins as you are holding this Torah right there. You're looking great. We're going to recite it 3 times. Find your own words inside these words as we truly pray for forgiveness, pray for a better year, hope for success, and whatever else will help us be better at being.
No
better to talk about this in person? So, Mr. Lavie, Jacob, Jack, I can't remember the last time someone came to us on the morning of the holiest day itself to talk membership renewal, but it is really exciting in the spirit of why this office was established in the first place, in fact. So, what are your questions? How can I help?
Well, so many. Where to begin? I love being Jewish, but I'm confused about it. You know, with Jewish pride and shame and anti-Semitism and Zionism and anti-Zionism, it feels like everyone wants me in their camp or to live up to their version of Jewish. But I don't want to just sign on to someone else's contract, no matter how ancient it is. I want to take an active role in shaping the story, you know? So when I got your letter and it was like, you're automatically renewed, I was like, whoa, hold on. I don't know who I would be if I wasn't Jewish, but if I had the option, I mean, what if?
A man after my own heart, a wrestler, one of the rare few.
You mean no one's come to talk to you about this? Because I know I'm not the only one who would take issue with being automatically renewed without an opportunity to chime in. Can we, renegotiate the contract before the deadline?
I think that's a great idea.
You do?
I do. This is the right place and the right time for contract negotiation.
Huh.
Anyone else with Jack here, even if you didn't open your letter, on the fence, a maybe about renewal? Like, I want to, but... Okay, well, with respect and gratitude to the firm yeses and nos, you who've got some questions about membership renewal, you wrestlers, want to come up here and join us so we can read the letter and you can decide?
Good call. Good. Jackie. All right, folks, this is an actual invitation. If you are feeling a little on the wrestler side of things today, like, sure, I love being here. It's Yom Kippur. I'm in Lab Shul. I'm a dues-paying member and all that, but I don't know. Things feel a little rough, and I'm wrestling with what it means to be a member of the Jewish community right now. Wrestlers?
A large group would, so we brought the big tally.
Totally. We brought the big guns for this one, but it's okay if it's just a few of you, and if you're like, oh, stop it. Yes, of course, there's small print where there isn't, but, this isn't Verizon, so I'm in. I'm due up to this first and only Aliyah. Those of you who feel like, I got some wrestling to do today and questions about my membership in the Jewish club. And folks at home, feel free to rise and say this blessing with you. We don't take this lightly. This is not a joke. This is truly an invitation for those of you who have big questions. Your questions are very small. Stay seated. That's okay. We love you. And you can stay seated where you are. That's totally fine as well. Just wrap it around yourselves, y'all, and be here. All these wrestlers. Really fine. Who would have thought? One more here for you guys.
It was a good call bringing the big one.
Yeah, we're a really good company here.
Okay, a couple more. Blessing before the blessing. and then the blessing for after. All right, I hope you're all comfortable down the talit. At any point, feel free to just put it on around your shoulders. This might take a while.
Okay.
Where are we?
Take a deep breath. Say this together. We're going to touch the first word. Which is the first word down
Right here.
Right here.
Blow kiss. All of us. We are here now. ברכו את הוויה המבורך, ברוך הוויה המבורך לעולם ועד. ברוך הוויה המבורך לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה הוויה, אלוהינו רוח העולם, אשר בחר בנו עם כל העמים, ונתן לנו את תורתו. ברוך אתה אדוני נותן התורה. אמן.
אמן. אתם ניצבים היום כולכם לפני אדוני אלוהיכם, ראשיכם, שבטיכם, זקניכם ושוטריכם, כל איש ישראל.
So, my first question to you is right at the top. Today, you stand together in the presence of our God in solidarity with the leaders of our people, the elders of each tribe, and the officials, each and every one of Israel. First of all, I'm not into the God thing, okay? I'm an atheist. I'm a cultural Jew. Anyway, I'm just a guy, not one of the leaders. Maybe this membership is for more committed people, like more, I don't know, alpha Jews? Just not me.
May I ask what about the God thing you aren't into?
It feels like relying so much on God absolves us of responsibility for making our own decisions.
Well, I can identify with that, actually. Look, the God thing is a metaphor, okay? Don't worry about it. It's optional. Second, you are a leader. You're wrestling with something. Your questions show a commitment to the truth. That's why you got the letter. And it's not just you, Jack, it's everybody. Didn't you read the next line?
תהפכם נשיכם וגרך אשר בקרב מחניך בכותב עצך עד שואב ממך.
Today you stand together, all of you, along with every woman, every child, with all the others, travelers and strangers, even those who cut down your wood and those who fetch your water. Everyone's invited to renew their membership. The original intent was diversity, embracing the complexity of the peoplehood. In practice, you and I both know it is biblical and Bronze Age, but we are working on that. Which is why it's so good that people like you actually show up to challenge the contract. You are helping us grow. You, and I really like you, here you are choosing to choose if you want to be chosen.
Okay. I like the diversity emphasis here, but I don't know if I want to belong to any club that calls itself the chosen people. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's a big part of the problem. I mean, I like that being Jewish feels special, but it's too, us versus them, pro or anti. Mine is better than yours. Whatever happened to that idea that we are all created equally in divine image? Isn't that in the Bible too?
לעברך בברית אדוני אלוהיך ובלתו אשר אדוני אלוהיך כורת עמך היום.
Yes, this covenant was indeed made between the creator of the world and this one particular people, but what's so wrong with that? Membership gives you security, belonging, tools to be part of the solution. This is the bigger picture. Whether or not you believe in the big guy above, you belong to a tribe. Belonging is the real reward, but it's also your responsibility.
My responsibility? Why me and why now?
Well, why not you? And if not now, when? Look, you opened the letter. Clearly, this is your moment to say yes, I do. Right now, today, on this super sacred day of atonement, welcome home. I have been waiting for you in this office for thousands of years.
What?
You matter, Jack. Your choice matters. Because you wrestle with what it means to be you, you transform what it means to be us.
Okay, hold on. Thousands of years? Who are you, Jackie? Like, who are you for real?
למען הקים אותך היום לא לעם והוא יהיה לך לאלוהים כאשר דיבר לך והאשר נשבע לאבותיך לאברהם ליצחק וליעקב.
That letter you got, it's really old. It goes all the way back to the ancestors, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jackie. That was my original name, Jacob. But then I got the new name, the one we all use, Israel, the one who knows how to wrestle. But Jackie is the name I go by now. It's not like I stopped wrestling with who I am just because the book got written. I have a lot of names, and they all mean something.
The book?
The book.
The Torah.
She is the tree of life. She goes by many names too.
You're telling me you work in the Office of Covenantal Affairs.
Membership renewal.
And you are the Jacob of the Bible.
Or Jackie. Or Yisrael. Yes, I am. Exactly like you are, Jacob, only a little older. I'm your direct ancestor. We're family.
Okay. This just got way more weird. We're related? I thought I came here to just discuss my membership renewal, and now I really don't know what's going on. Was it you who sent me the letter? Why?
Well, because you and I don't just share DNA, we share a name and what it means. We are the wrestlers.
ולא איתכם לבדכם, אנוכי כורת את הברית הזאת ואת העלה הזאת. כי את אשר ישנו פה עמנו עומד היום לפני אדוני אלוהינו, ואת אשר ואת אשר איננו פה עמנו היום.
When this arrangement was made, it bound all those who were present and those who were not present yet, and every single one of their descendants, every single one of us. The letter matters, Jacob, but you being here today, right now, this conversation, that's the point. We've been doing this for thousands of years. This relay race began long before I came along and will continue long after you choose to hand it over, if you do, of course.
But do I really get to choose this membership today? Or are you actually telling me that my choice has no meaning and I can check out at any time, but I can never leave?
This isn't a hotel, Jack. It's your life story. You are the product of where you come from, with warts and all. And now you have to choose What kind of ancestor do I want to be?
Not the kind of ancestor that just perpetuates an old story I have no role in changing. Not one that signs a contract without reading it carefully first. And certainly not one that just accepts an automatic renewal not only on my own behalf, but on behalf of everyone that comes after me.
Good. Now you understand what it really means to renew your membership and activate your covenant. It's almost sundown, just a few hours till sunset. It's almost noon, just a few hours till sunset. So, Jack, what'll it be? Will you renew?
What do you think? I mean, you've come up here with questions too. Do we renew this thing?
Go for it.
Oh, really?
Any hesitation? Why did you guys come up? Like one or two voices? What made you wrestle? We're really curious. We know you're holding this thing up. That's part of the wrestling. You're almost free. But anybody here? What made you come up?
I want us to choose life and choose peace. I don't want to go forward if we can't choose life.
Okay, that's a good reason to wrestle.
I want to disassociate my Judaism from Zionism.
Okay, that's a very specific reason why you're up here. Thank you. Somebody else? What else? Yeah, Jack.
I want to make sure that we don't lose sight of our ability to question things. We need to be able to actually look at things and not just take them at face value.
No. One more?
I'm mixed. Judaism only describes part of me.
So,
I'm sorry?
repeat it. It was hard to hear.
I said I'm mixed. Judaism only describes part of me.
So I'm seeing a lot of nodding heads here and thing, and you know, this isn't a play. This is a real conversation. How many of you have up to the Torah for an Aliyah for the first time ever? A few of you? That's what I thought. We're so glad that this invitation to wrestle brought you up to this honor that we usually reserve to the celebrities and the important people. No, this is who gets to come up here on this day. So friends, Jack's got a big question and decision ahead of him. We all do. Thank you for the honesty of what we are wrestling with on this holy day of questions and atonement and repair. We take this very, very seriously. And so we want to invite you all for a true moment of blessing, whether you are among the God believers or on the God optional side or anywhere on the membership renewal committee. We're going to take a moment now to find the spot where Ben just beautifully finished reading. I think it's right there. We are here now, and we're going to use the backside of the sheet and what's on the screen for our closing blessing. Baruch atah havaya Eloheinu ruach haolam asher natan lanu torat emet v'chaye olam nata betochenu Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah. Amen. This is the Torah of truth, which means it keeps on growing. Thank you, folks at home, for rising up for this Aliyah, and folks here. And thank you, all of you who've come up to ask real questions on this holy day and holding up this massive talit that's made up of a lot of fabrics just like us. And we invite you to gently descend Mount Sinai and back to your seats so we can continue this conversation. Thank you.
חדש ימינו כקדם, חדש ימינו כקדם, חדש ימינו כקדם, חדש ימינו כקדם. חדש ימינו כקדם.
So on a raise of hands, has anybody here ever struggled with a contract, I don't mean just like, you get those things, swipe, 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 sign, swipe, swipe, sign. You never read the whole thing. I never read the whole thing. But have you ever had a moment where you actually were invited to renew a contract or covenant or some kind of lease, and you took the time to really, really read through it on something important? Yishai, of course you did. Raise your hand. Those who actually read through, oh my gosh, okay. Raise your hand if you're one of those people who just like, yes, next. Okay, phew. I'm glad I'm not alone. Okay. Now, when it comes to the renewal of the Jewish covenant, echoing the questions that Jack asked today, Jackie has some answers to, that we have thought about, I'm going to assume that some of us these past tough months, tough years, have asked yourself some question, how do I belong to this community that has so many different voices? There are so many expressions of Jewish belonging that I don't feel aligned with, this way or that way, in so many ways. Have you found yourself in a room with other people who are Jewish and you felt like, it doesn't feel so good? Has anybody had that? Yeah. So that too is happening right now. And I want to acknowledge, as we have last night, at the really gorgeous conversation we had here with 4 questions with Sensei Koshin and with Rabbi Klein and the rest of us here on the team to ponder what it means to feel, what does it feel to be Jewish this year? This rupture is bringing up so many existential questions. So what we'd love to do right now for folks at home and folks here in our shared home is to take a few moments with someone sitting next to you. If you know them well, great, go for it. And if you don't, take a moment to introduce yourselves. And with consent, just check in on the following 2 questions. What about affiliation with the Jewish people is exciting me and gratifying and makes me feel proud? And where are there places where I actually feel uncomfortable and wrestling with what it means to be a Jew? Not a question we often ask on Yom Kippur, at least not explicitly, but this seems like a good day to do so. 2 questions. What am I excited about and proud of and feeling really into, and what's hard and challenging my automatic renewal? This is also that Jack can figure out with our support whether to yes or no by sundown. Big decision, buddy. And got a biblical ancestor here, so no pressure, just a little bit. Folks online, if you are sitting with someone else, please have that conversation. If you feel comfortable putting it in the chat, do so, or just journal and reflect, and we'll collect some answers. You got about 6 minutes. Okay, I'm going to bring us back. Oh, we can't be on time. All right. What am I doing now? Bring it back, and my monologue, and then theirs. Okay. Hi. I really hate to do this. Friends, this is not a pleasant task, but I'm going to invite you to take a last couple of words, put a button on it, come back to it later. Nothing makes me more excited than the buzz of people talking about real exciting and important questions. Yet, we must proceed with our protocols. So I know that there were many people of you here animated by the question, what do I say yes to in my Jewishness? And what do I say, or no, or maybe, or I'm wrestling? So just by show of hands, were there lots of yeses that you heard that were affirming or surprising and moving? Were there yeses that felt they touched your heart? Yeah. Did you hear some no's, some ouches that felt resonant? Were they in-betweens? I just don't know. On both? Well, that's the ecosystem of who we are right now. And so I want to share a teeny memory with you When I think my kids are not in the room, right? Oh, one of them is. Okay, shh, don't listen. Oh, they both are. Okay. Okay, kids, don't listen. When I was 17 and I was finishing high school, I really didn't have the tuchus for it. And so I didn't survive 11th grade, quite frankly. And my parents said, okay, you can leave, but on condition that we send you to yeshiva. Great. Well, that happened. It was a different kind of freedom. And in yeshiva, I was like, what am I doing here? But one day I sat in the back. There was some Bible class by a very unpleasant teacher. But something he said caught my eyes, my ears, my heart. He said, look, the text that we're reading right now, for goodness sake, it was from Joshua. He said, we have been debating this. Your grandparents and your great-great ancestors have been debating these very words probably for thousands of years. This is an ongoing conversation. And though I heard that many times before, that moment, something pricked my ears. Wow. I am part of an enormously important, ancient, and ongoing conversation. Sign me up. I didn't last in that yeshiva. But as you can tell, my interest in this ongoing conversation, the buzz that this room just contained, is what I'm in for. And what I'm out against is how so many in my name, for many, many of those generations, chose values that I feel are abhorrent and created values that don't have room for me, for us, for many of our values. And yet we are, and we will always be, evolving. And that is what I love too. Rabbi Yitz Irving Greenberg, may he live long, who is in his 90s, in the 1960s and 70s formulated a new theology. He calls it the voluntary covenant. And Greenberg writes about the fact that the horrors of the Holocaust were so extreme that our theology had to change. No longer do we rely on a God with whom we created this covenant in the book of Deuteronomy, where we are God's and God is ours and protected for all time. No way. After Auschwitz? That covenant is null and void, said Greenberg. That agreement no longer holds. We need a new covenant, and it must be voluntary. All of us get to be Jews of choice. You want to be here? Show up for it. Yes, you might be born into it, and you might have received it as inheritance. You might have even converted, which is beautiful, and many of us integrated on our own way into this family. And yet to truly be in this point, in the 20th and now 21st century, after the calamities of Auschwitz, after the horror of what's happening right now, to be in this membership, you got to choose. And yes, Jack, you get to negotiate the terms. We are not one thing. We are many things. And there are many tribes inside this tribe, and we are invited, encouraged, empowered, requested to choose your own adventure. And if they speak in our name, say, well, that's not in my name, because I belong to another sub-tribe, and these are our values. So it's complicated, for sure. And I don't know if it's going to help Jack here make a decision by sundown, or any of you. But that's where we are. On the one hand, on the other hand, we clap, we hold, we hug. Oh, great. So what's it going to be? Jackie, you got some advice for us?
One day, people are going to look back at this moment in time with all its painful ruptures in need of repair, all its waste of human life and of the planet. They're going to ask, what happened here? How did things get so bad? And the answer will be, we forgot who we really are. We, the people Yisrael, those who wrestle with the mystery. Instead of finding the divine inside the wrestling, we turned idols into gods, material comfort, pursuit of perfection, powerful leaders, land instead of love. I didn't know it then. There was not a calendar yet. But it was on this day, the 10th of Tishrei, that would become the Day of Atonement, that I chose to wrestle all night long. And I prevailed. I wrestled with the mystery until my hip got wrenched out of its socket. And I walked away at sunrise, limping, but more alive than ever. And I came out of it blessed with a new sense of myself, a new name. And it only happened because I chose to be alone, to stand alone on the bank of that river and ask, do I want to belong here? Is this my home?
I'm glad you wrestled. You're not alone now.
No.
I'm not either, I guess. I've still got what? 8 hours till sundown? Well, if I do nothing, I'm still part of the Jewish people until next year. But if I do something, just like you said, engage with this, have this conversation, wrestle with what kind of Jewish I want to be, then maybe it will be good to one day be an ancestor, to take this on and hand it over. How do I find you again, Jackie?
You'll know. I'm always here.
ויוותר יעקב לבדו, ויאבק איש עמו, עד עלות השחר.
Well, I guess I got to go figure it out.
I guess you do. Go get him. But stick around for a blessing. Friends, as Jack walks on to figure out before sundown, as we do too, as Jackie just limped off into the sunset, we take this moment now to share a moment of bracha, a moment of a blessing to all the ones who limp away from big wrestlings, for all the battle scars that we are all holding, for all the wounds and all the pains, for peoples here and online and in our lives who right now are struggling with health, with physical health, with mental health, with broken hearts, with anguish, with everybody to whom we want to send these blessings of refuah shlema, refuat haguf, refuat hanefesh, with the words in this Torah, El na refan Allah, El na refan Allah, divine being, let us all be healed. We're going to sing this, and I want to invite you to think of who do you want to send a blessing to right now? Refuah shlema, before we raise and wrap this Torah and continue with this day. This is for you, buddy, for making the right decision on this and every day. Die, 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 die.
El na refan Allah, El na refan Allah, El na refan Allah. El na refan Allah, El na refan Allah, El na refan Allah.
This blessing, this tefillah of healing to everybody wounded and everybody hurting right now. in the rubble of this war. Everybody wounded, everybody hurt, every trauma, every physical, every type of mental hurt that we know is going on right now, in our name, in other people's names, on this earth, and in this land, and in the Holy Land, and every other land. Let's take a moment now to breathe a blessing of renewal and repair and healing, and to call upon these ancient words to heal us. Say once more with utter kavanah, may we not limp away from this wrestling without intention of being the wrestlers for good. El na refana la. May we be healed. May we be whole. May we be better. And we sing this one last time. The Torah, and we're going to wrap the Torah. If you are able to rise, young Lino here is a seasoned Maven, as is Ali, his sister. And I want to say, as Lino raises this Torah, take a breath with me. He's about to enlist in the IDF. I think the first lab shul kid to do so. So we're proud of your courage and your commitment. Be safe. Raise her up. You get to wrap it up, Ali. You've done this before. We're going to put this Torah back in its ark. She'll be waiting for us along with Jacob. Thank you, Lexi. Thank you, John. And thank you, Ben. Thank you for this amazing storytelling team. She is a tree of life, and she has many names. Chazikim ba v'tomcheha me'usha derachea v'chenoam v'chol netivotea shalom hashivenu havaya Let's go back one. Chadesh Yamecha